Together with Earle Sports Bets, yeah, the twins, they be checking in. Stacking up, green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim. And today it's more baseball, and we are just getting closer and closer to postseason baseball. There are, depending on the teams, 4 or 5 games remaining in the season. If you're the Diamondbacks, the Cubs, the Giants, the Reds, the Blue Jays, the Red Sox, the Mariners, there's 4 games left in your season. Everyone else, it's 5, which I think some teams might still be 5 at the end of today, because I think there's going to be probably at least one rain delay or postponement today. So there is that as well. But we're going to recap what happened yesterday, what went right, what went wrong in the world of sports betting. It was a strong day for me. I feel like it could have been way worse the way I'm looking at it. Because I had a few spots that I was shocked that pushed at the very least. So there's that. I had the under 7, Tampa Bay and Detroit. Damn, do I love good pitching. Tariq Skubal is a beast. And Ryan Pepe, it matched him for the most part. He gave up those 2 runs in the 5th. Other than that, it was a great pitching matchup. The under 7 was as easy as it gets. Because that game was 2-0 heading into the 9th, and it finishing 2-1. So bad beat for you Tiger run line bettors. That there was a home run with 2 outs in the 9th. So that was interesting there. But hey, under 7 was a winner. Cubbies money line blew out the drunk, hungover Phillies, and there's a spot like that today. There's potentially 2 spots like that today. I don't know if I want to count one as one of those spots because we'll get into it, but I will give some congratulations at the end of all my recaps here. Royals -1, they push, and goddamn did they need that win bad. They win 1-0 in extra innings, but it stops the bleeding for right now. I believe they're tied with the Tigers for the second wild card spot, which I believe the Tigers don't have any tiebreakers, do they? I don't think.
Not entirely sure.
Twins don't either, and they lose to Miami. This Twins team is in big trouble right now. They're not 2 games out of the wild card spot with a loss last night to Miami 4-1. That was a cash cow spot that didn't come through. That was frustrating. Chicago White Sox money line. I know a lot of people wanted to see history last night. Nah. They get the job done. Houston, Seattle, first 5 under 3.5 was a stupid ad because I pushed the full game under. And that's one thing I'm starting to notice with some of the plays I bet. I need to either probably just go first 5 or full game unders when it comes and not double up, because I've noticed spots where really it should just be me capping the bullpens for a full game under, and I shouldn't be doubling up on it. But that's beyond the point. It was 4-3 at the end of 5 innings. The game finished 4-3. I somehow pushed that under 7, and we'll talk about the Astros in just a second here. After I recap all my plays, ended with me waking up to 2 winners. And did you see the last play of that Padres game? A triple play. Which that's another situational spot, there's 2 spots today where teams clinched playoffs yesterday, but the division's still up in the air for one spot. But where I don't know if it's a hangover spot, we'll talk about it. They're playing the team they're chasing.
Yep.
As well. So there's that. Oakland money line. We're going to continue to back the Oakland A's for the rest of the home games. I will not bet them against the Seattle Mariners in the last series of the year. That won't happen. Unless my numbers point to it, I will not bet the Oakland A's on the road after their last series in Oakland. But I will back them the next 2 games against the Texas Rangers. So overall, finished 5-2-2. It's always a weird night when you have multiple pushes. I don't know. It always feels like a weird night when 2 of your plays end like that. Up 2.85 units. So a nice profitable day. Couple congratulations, because I like doing this during towards the end of the baseball season when it happens. We'll start off. Congratulations to the Houston Astros for their 4th consecutive American League West Division Championship. They beat the Mariners 4-3 last night and locked that up. Plus 350 for anybody who jumped on with me earlier in the season on May 10th for those Astros to win the division. So there's that. Congratulations to Tim's Baltimore Orioles for punching a spot in the postseason last night with their 4-3 win over the New York Yankees last night. They clinched a spot in the playoffs. And how about clinching a playoff spot off of a triple play? Congratulations to the San Diego Padres. I know a lot of people were not high on this Padres team coming into the year. I've been hyping them up all year long, and they're still alive in that divisional race against the Dodgers. They're only 2 games out. I said heading into the year that the Dodgers would win the division, but by less than 5 games. Of course, I had a couple predictions that were really wrong. I had one prediction, like my bold predictions in the beginning of the year, that was wrong because somebody got hurt. The Cubs one was dead wrong. The Astros one looked terrible, but in the second half of the year, if they played that in the first half, they could have had the most wins in baseball. I predicted them to do that. Trying to remember my other predictions. I had the Padres and the Mets making the playoffs, and the Diamondbacks and the Rangers missing the playoffs. So there's that as well. I had Mike Trout winning the MVP, I think, for that bold prediction too. So, but yeah, overall, nice profitable day. Congratulations to the Orioles and the Padres on your playoff spot, and the Astros on the division there. Tim?
Yeah, yesterday was a 4-3 day for me. With the 4 biggest, my 4 biggest bet plays were my 4 winners. My losers were the Mets, the Twins, and the Mariners. Winners were the Oakland Athletics. Nice little winner there. How about my player prop, Nick? Charlie Blackmon over 1.5.
I saw that notification. He had a triple.
Baltimore Orioles money line, and my biggest play of the day. My biggest play that I've ever put up on CapperTek, 3 units on the Chicago Cubs, was a nice winner. So very happy with that. Ultimately, it was a good day over there. Ready to keep on rolling. I know poker was ugly yesterday, but good day for sports betting.
Yeah, I've also moved on play for tomorrow night for football as well, which I did a free pick video for last night. So there's that too.
There you go.
I was just posting that up and it reminded me.
Down till tomorrow, payday. Gotcha. What up? Cubbies minus 2.5. Hell yeah. $10,000. Yeah. We all need $10,000. God damn, Nathan. Let's head to the card, Nick. And I've already bet all my games for today.
I have not, so we'll get into that. We have the Seattle Mariners and the Houston Astros. I feel like this should be just an auto play for me. Let's get into it. We have George Kirby versus Yusei Kikuchi. This line opened up at a 130. It's up to a 135 now. Line opened up at a 7.5 minus 105. It's now a 7.5 minus 115. Let's see. Is my Bovada loading at all? It is. Now we are. Oh, wow. It's minus 141 for the Mariners there. So that might have to be Mariners minus 1. We'll get into it. And the total opened up. I went over the total. Opened up 105. It's now 115. So they expect maybe a little bit of offense here. 89% of tickets, 89% of cash on the over. 53% of tickets and 94% of cash on the Mariners. The Mariners look extremely sharp today, and I 100% agree with it. When we look at the situationals here, we have George Kirby versus Yusei Kikuchi. Kirby 4.46 ERA, 1.05 WHIP. 6.55 strikeouts per nine, which is 18%. 0.79 walks per nine, a 275 BABIP, a 404 FIP, and a 4.13 SIERA. On the flip side, Yusei Kikuchi, 3.41 ERA, 0.88 WHIP, 10.52 strikeouts per nine, which is 30%. 30 strikeout, 1.71 walks per nine, a 224 BABIP, a 345 FIP, and a 2.99 CR. Bullpen edge Mariners, hitting edge Mariners, 131 WRC plus, which is 6th versus lefties the last 30 days for the Mariners. They're hitting pretty well. 103, which is 13th for the Astros. This is pretty plain and simple for me. I'm gonna figure out how to bet this because I don't want to lay $1.40 with this game. It's minus 105 for the -1 line. I'm probably just gonna move on that. Mariners -1, minus 105 for me here.
Yeah, I took the Mariner run line. You got the Houston Astros that clinched their playoff spot division yesterday, and obviously when you get celebrate, you get hungover. Those teams normally come out pretty flat, which concerns me for another play later on today, but it is what it is. I have to bet it anyways.
See, those were the other ones that I don't really necessarily think that's an auto fade because how much did they actually celebrate last night?
They went through a lot last night, but that's not the point. I'm on the Seattle run line today. Just going to keep running that. I will say I have a very limited MLB card today, Nick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to limit myself a little bit maybe, but I'm still going to bet the plays I like and stuff like that. I'm still going to find angles.
I'm just not going to go after all the games that don't mean anything. So,
and that's fair because I have a goal. I want this number above my head to have a +40 in front of it.
That's fair. Coochie Day. Good morning, fellas. Astros first 5 after celebrating everything last night. I'm not sure about that.
I don't think so, no.
Give me Mariners -2.5. Maybe even get spicier, 3.5. Go for it, dude. We were right on this one. I'm not going to go back to it today, though.
Yeah, Chicago Cubs and Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies -175 favorites, total 8 in this game, and this is when the Phillies should lock right back in. And over the last few years, actually, it's been for the Phillies more than anyone. When they clinch anything, they are the easiest fade the next day. Like I've noticed that over the last few years. It's not just this year, which they lost both games after they clinched. They clinched the playoff spot against the Mets in game 2 in that series. They lose in game 3. They clinched the division in game 1 of this series. They lose game 2. This is when they should lock back in and realize that the number 1 seed is very, very available with the Dodgers playing the Padres right now. And the Phillies getting the Cubs and they get the Nationals end of the year?
I think so, yeah.
So, yeah, that's very, very live for the Phillies to have the number 1 overall seed. So there's that. Let's get into the line history in this spot where it opened up at a -185. It's now -183. Got down to a 175, but back up. Line opened up in an 8 at -115. It's down to a 7.5 -124. Taking a look at the cash flow, 90% of tickets, 93% of cash on the over, and the line's moving towards the under. 81% of tickets and 80% of the cash is on the Phillies, and the line's really not moving too much there. We have Christopher Sanchez and Javier Assad. Assad's been bad as of late, 4.25 ERA, 1.38 whip, 6.67 strikeouts per nine, which is 18%. 3.03 walks per nine, a 307 BABIP, a 4.45 FIP, and a 4.67 SIERA. On the flip side, Christopher Sanchez, 2.45 ERA, 1.20 whip, 10.06 strikeouts per nine, which is 27%. 2.21 walks per nine, a 309 BABIP, a 3.44 FIP, and a 3.14 SIERA. Bullpen edge Phillies, hitting edge Phillies, 108 WRC plus, which is 9th compared to 99, which is 11th. I have really no interest in this game. I faded the Phillies with good success last game. I will not be going back to the well today. I would only look Phillies in this game if I had to bet the side, but I really don't feel like I can get involved with the Phillies here. So it's just going to be a pass for me.
Same boat. Phillies, I know they're the number 1 seed is still 100% in range. Although Dodgers going up against the Rockies end of the year might be a little bit tricky for them. I'm not really too interested in going after it. Should the Phillies win this game? Yes. Should they be able to cover the run line? They should. Is it something that I feel like I need to go after? No. So kind of a limited card, and you're going to notice that throughout the rest of the regular season.
Fair.
Phillies. I could see the Phillies. It would be Phillies or nothing, but I'm not going to go after that game. Kind of similar to this one because I feel like
this game means
at this point it's kind of done.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, this game means nothing. Line opened up at a 145. It's now a 152. Line opened up at a 7.5 minus 115. It's now a 7.5 minus 125. A move towards the over in this game and a move towards these Brewers. 72% of tickets, 75% of cash on the over. The lines move towards it. 80% of tickets and 82% of the cash is on the Brewers. The lines move towards them. So the line is following the money here. Not a huge sample size of tickets, but it would make sense that the line is following the money there. Luis Ortiz and Freddie Peralta. Peralta is not somebody I'm extremely excited about, and really for me, when it comes to the playoffs, I kind of look forward to fading Freddie Peralta game 1 of whoever they play. I'm not high on the Brewers playoff wise because when you have Freddie Peralta, Colin Ray, and Aaron Savali probably as your 1, 2, 3, that does not excite anybody. 2.32 ERA, 1.32 WHIP, 9 strikeouts per 9, which is 24%. 4.35 walks per 9, a 278 BABIP, a 4.49 FIP, and a 4.61 SIERA. On the flip side, Luis Ortiz, 2.93 ERA, 1.12 WHIP, 7.81 strikeouts per 9, which is 21%, 3.25 walks per 9, a 240 BABIP, a 4.25 FIP, and a 4.40 SIERA. Bullpen edge, Brewers. Hitting edge, Brewers, 103 WRC plus, which is 12th, compared to 90, which is 24th. I would rather fade these pitchers than back them. The only way I'm looking in this game is the over. It's not an overly public over, which makes me feel a little bit better about it. The line has moved towards the over, and I truly do think this is over or nothing when it comes to the side or the total in this one, and it's actually moved up to an 8 on Bovada here, which actually makes me feel a lot better about an over potentially in this game. Over 7.5 is minus 125. I'm very interested in the over in this game because I don't expect Freddie Peralta to go very far into this game at all. I expect Luis Ortiz to negatively regress. I think the Brewers can hit him a little bit here. And how much of top-notch bullpen are we going to get? And the Pirates bullpen's not very good. I've talked myself into this one here. I'm taking the over 7.5 at minus 125.
I understand that. Still another one of those. The Brewers still have something to play for technically because they're fighting for the 2 seed. They're now 2.5 games behind the Phillies. So it's still very much a possibility. But I feel like the Phillies they need to win, 2 games?
Basically.
In order to get that, let me look up the MLB magic numbers for the National League. If we could pull it up. To clinch their magic number is 2, right? Might win despite losing all remaining games. 2. The magic number is 2 for that one. So we can keep that one in mind for all that. So we'll see how that goes, but a win and a loss for the Brewers, and so that's it for the 2 seed. I don't really see them playing for much coming this weekend, but this is a stay-away spot. I don't mind your over, but with a game that practically means nothing, still nothing I need to get involved in. Bailey likes the Pirates today. Raise the Jolly Roger. Go for it, dude. This one still has an impact on it, but the line's just very short.
Yeah, this one's kind of interesting. I truly do wonder why this line is the way it is. It feels like it's baiting us to bet the Tigers. Like it feels like, let's get into it though. Let's dive a little bit deeper. See if we can figure out why this line the way it is. Because this line opened up with the Rays at minus 145, but that was a minus 145 for all of a minute. And it went immediately to 125. So I think it was just the wrong number put up. So the line opened up at a 125. It got all the way down to a 115, 114 before it's come back up to a minus 121 now. So we do have a move towards the Tampa Bay Rays in this game, which is interesting because jumping in front of the Tigers right now is not appealing. Line opened up 7.5 minus 115. So now it's 7.5 at minus 125. It did touch 8 for a minute, and it came back down. We have 60% of the tickets and 57% of cash on the over. The line's moving towards the over. We have 70% of tickets and 92% of cash on the Tigers, but yet this line's moving towards the Rays. This makes no sense. Zach Littell, maybe this could be the here's your tip of the cap on why this line could be the way it is. I do see a pitching advantage with Zach Littell over Kyler Montero. Littell 1.64 ERA, 0.82 WHIP, 7.36 strikeouts per nine, which is 21%. 2.05 walks per nine, a 2 BABIP, a 2.81 FIP, and a 4.15 Sierra. On the flip side, Kyler Montero 4.09 ERA, 1.27 WHIP, 6.55 strikeouts per nine, which is 18%. 2.45 walks per nine, a 2.84 BABIP, a 4.9 FIP, and a 4.5 Sierra. Bullpen edge Tigers, hitting edge Tigers, 108 WRC plus, which is 10th, compared to 91, which is 23rd. This makes no sense for me whatsoever why this line's the way it is. It makes me lean Rays. Do I want to jump in front of this Tigers train right now? No. I think there's probably better spots out there. I kind of think an over potentially in this game as well, even though I was all over the under yesterday. Loved the under yesterday. I think this is more of an over today. No, I'm good. I'll keep an eye on this game for playoff purposes. This Tigers team controls their own destiny, which is crazy to say. But they've been hot, and I do not want to jump in front of the Tigers right now, so it's a pass.
Tigers have a magic number of 4 for at least the 6th seed. I took Tampa. In this one. The line just doesn't make sense to me. I know there's been line movement, whatever is going on with it. It just doesn't make sense. You got a red-hot Tigers team in there at pick'em against Montero, who he's been decent. He had one bad blow-up start against the Orioles last time out. Previous to that, he'd thrown 14 innings of shutout baseball. So Montero's not horrible. I don't know. It just seems like a weird spot. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's one of those spots I like to look at and kind of – I might be overthinking it for sure. But I like the Tigers here. I like the Rays here. I got them at plus 110. So I'm going to grab a little bit of Tampa to go to start off for my second play on my card.
Good luck. It's not one I'm getting involved with.
I think it goes over.
I kind of lean over too.
Can't fade those Tigers. I know a lot of people can't, especially at it. Tigers, they may have more to play for. Littell can be good, so lean under. Cubs covering that car payment. Thanks. There you go. Rays versus Swore. I could see that. You guys better not let the Braves into the playoffs. Why? You guys own the Braves. I think you guys would rather see the Braves than the Mets. No? Razor, are you saying that you'd rather play the Mets than the Braves? You guys kind of own the Braves. Don't really own the Mets. Or at least it's been a lot. You guys have looked a lot better against the Braves this year than the Mets. So if I'm the Phillies, I'm kind of hoping to play the Diamondbacks, but that's not the point. I'm curious on that one. Let's keep rolling, Nick.
I guess he just. I think coming from a fan perspective, he doesn't want to see a third National League East team in there. He doesn't want to see the Braves if they don't need to be in there.
Oh, for sure. But I was just asking him Braves versus Mets. You'd rather see.
I don't think many true baseball fans want the Braves in the playoffs.
That's bad for baseball.
We have the Cleveland Guardians and the Cincinnati Reds. Minus 145 for the Guardians, total of 8 in this spot. Let's take a look at the line history in this one. Line, it's not changed much. It opened up at a 140. It's down to a 138. Even through a pitching change, the line's not moved much because Jacob Junis is pitching today now. He got scratched yesterday. Line opened up at an 8.5 even money, got down to an 8. Now it's down to a 7.5. So it's moved a full run towards the under, which will keep me off an under on this spot there. It has moved too much. 68% of tickets, 63% of cash on the over. Line's moving a full run towards the under. And then we have 82% of tickets and 91% of cash is on the Guardians, with the line really not moving too much. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here. Jacob Junis and Joey Cantillo. Cantillo's been good. That's one thing I will say. 1 ERA, 0.67 whip, 11.5 strikeouts per nine, which is 35%. 2 walks per 9, a 2.11 BABIP, a 1.28 FIP, and a 2.49 Sierra. On the flip side, Jacob Junis, 1.73 ERA, 0.54 WHIP, 7.27 strikeouts per 9, which is 23%. 0.35 walks per 9, a 162 BABIP, a 278 FIP, and a 3.44 Sierra. So I understand why the line's moving the way it has. Bullpen edge towards the Guardians. Hitting is a massive one towards the Guardians. The Guardians only 91 WRC plus, which is 21st against righties in baseball. The Reds, though, are not hitting lefties at all. 35 WRC plus, which is dead last in baseball the last 30 days. I mean, the under would be, I guess, the only place I look, but I don't want to back that after a full run line movement down. That's just too much for me to jump in front of that much steam. Is kind of the way I'm looking at that there. So it's another pass for me here, but I would only look under.
I don't blame you. It's another one that you got the Reds who are out, but the Reds are a team that I could definitely still see trying to make a little bit of have a little bit of a nice end to their season kind of deal. So I could easily see them, wanting to play it out. On the opposite side, you got the Guardians who are, I mean, is there a big difference in getting the 1 seed or the 2 seed in the American League?
It would be the difference,
between playing
the winner of Orioles
playing
and
Houston or Baltimore, essentially.
That's a huge difference. Absolutely, it is.
Is it as big as something that Cleveland's actually going to care about playing for it?
Absolutely. Okay. If you're Cleveland, who would you rather play? The Houston Astros, who have been there, done that, has made the American League Championship Series 7 years in a row, and is always a perennial threat in the playoffs. Or would you rather play the Baltimore Orioles, who has been very mediocre and honestly not good the second half of the year with bullpen issues, starting pitching issues, and youth that's never been there before?
Well, they would have to outdo the Yankees, who get Baltimore for a couple more games, and then this weekend the Yankees get Pittsburgh. So I don't really see
which I believe in that series, the Yankees will see Jared Jones, Paul Skeens, and Mitch Keller.
There you go.
So those are not easy wins for the Yankees.
Where on the flip side, Cleveland gets
the Reds, who are playing out the string.
No.
Yeah, Cleveland's playing the Reds.
Then why do I see the Reds playing the Cubs? They're playing the Astros.
And then they play the Astros. Yeah, I was looking at. Yeah,
okay, they're playing the Reds right now. Yes, sorry, I meant more for this weekend coming up.
Heard.
Because obviously I know they're playing the Reds right now. That's why you confused me for a minute. Okay. They're playing the Astros this weekend. So that could be a big series right there. But we'll see how it goes. I think the Yankees have the way easier schedule. So,
which actually
Braves more.
Yeah.
I don't know. After the last 2 playoffs, I'd kind of like them. Hard to take out a team 3 years in a row.
I mean, you could. Here's the thing, though, is you can ask the Edmonton Oilers about that with the LA Kings.
There you go. Can't believe Junis didn't pitch yesterday. I paid for that.
Yeah.
Why does Daniel have Lindor props?
Because he was taking warm-ups.
Yeah, he was taking warm-ups and stuff. I don't know. The thing is, that's one thing that would be beneficial if the Mets-Braves go to a doubleheader on Monday. Lindor will be in those games.
They would have to face Chris Sale again, though.
They would have to. Well, we wouldn't have to play Chris Sale tonight then.
Okay. No. My bad. If they would play a game today and a game on Monday, they would have to face Chris Sale probably both those games.
Yeah, probably. Let's head over this game, Nick, which I don't know what's going on with this one.
Well, I think it's pretty a simple explanation. The Royals aren't playing good baseball right now.
I guess.
And they're on the road. And honestly, I think you can make an argument that the Washington Nationals have the pitching advantage here in this game too. And they've been hitting better. And the bullpens it's a bullpen edge towards KC. We'll get into that in a second. Line opened up at a 120, immediately went down to a 115. Now it's a 126. we do have a move towards the Royals. I would like to back the Royals somehow, some way, I think. I did yesterday, and I know it's really ugly, but I kind of want to do the same thing today. I pushed yesterday with them, but today I won't have to lay a -1 line if I were to bet them. Line opened up at a 122 for the over 7.5. It's now 118, so to move towards the under here as well. Maybe it plays the under in this game. We have 64% of tickets, 61% of cash on the over. The line's dropping. 65% of tickets, 72% of cash on the Royals. The line's moving towards the Royals in this game here. So the Royals aren't an overly public side. 65% of tickets, 72% of cash. So it's not like it's a 99-99 or something along those lines. So it's not overly public in this one here. Michael Lorenzen and DJ Hers is your pitching matchup here. I'm trying to see the last time we've seen Lorenzen because it's been a minute. Yes, it's been almost a month since we've seen Michael Lorenzen. He last appeared where he went 1 2/3 innings, gave up no runs on 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout against the Cleveland Guardians at 6-1 win. We haven't seen him since then. So it's been a minute. Maybe that's why this line is as short as it is. And Michael Lorenzen's a big question mark. The line's moving towards him, though, and the line's moving towards the under. Tells me Lorenzen pitches okay. DJ Hers, 4.7 ERA, 1.13 whip, 10.96 strikeouts per 9, which is 29%, 4.7 walks per 9, a 241 BABIP, a 2.99 FIP, and a 3.98 SIERA. Bullpen edge Royals, hitting edge Nationals, 80 WRC plus, though, which is 26 in baseball, compared to the Royals, 54 WRC plus, which is 28th. I want to take a look at the bullpen usage here. I'm interested in the under 7.5 in this game. Neither of these teams offensively are scaring me, and I get it. Maybe it's a little bit of recency bias. We just saw these two teams go to extra innings and put up a combined 1 run. But the Royals have been doing that for a while now. You look at that entire homestand, they scored more than 3 runs once. Like, this is a Royals team that is just flat out not hitting right now. And hitting the road didn't help them as much as I thought they would. I was lucky to get a push in that game. So, whether or not I want to trust the Royals for another money line's a question mark. The Nationals will have Garcia, Lasorda, Salazar, Barnes, and Rainey available. Furrier through 22 yesterday. Finnegan through 24. Law through 32. So they had 3 guys pitch yesterday. Probably the latter 2 will probably not be available. Really, the only pitcher not available for the Kansas City Royals will be Chris Bubik, who's thrown 54 pitches in the last 3 days. Zerpa threw 14, Urseg threw 12, and Long threw 11 yesterday. And then Scribbler, Cruz, Lynch, and Hernandez all haven't thrown since Saturday. So this Royals team hasn't used much bullpen. That's one thing they've gotten is decent length from their starters to where they haven't used much. Now, granted, they had Monday off as well, which makes this a very fresh bullpen. I want to move on this under 7.5 in this game with the Nationals and the Royals in this spot. I want to challenge these bats to burn me. I'm going to take an under.
I feel like this is a very similar spot, correct me if I'm wrong, to the Tigers-Rays game. It's a very short price from a team that's basically out of it versus a team that is in a big playoff hunt, and it's a pick'em price. I know Kansas City hasn't been playing. Although the Tigers have been red hot and the Kansas City Royals have been garbage for a little bit, but it just seems like a really weird line. I'm not going to touch this game. I'm not going to mess with it, but something tells me the Nationals are going to win this one.
And the Nationals could very well win this game. And
yeah.
I think this line is the way it is because the Royals just snapped a 7-game losing streak. Their second 7+ game losing streak in the month of September. So, yeah. I'm on the under 7.5. That's where I'm going for this one.
Under in the Guardians. What's up, y'all? Joining late, but hit the like button and show some appreciation, eh? How about the line movement in Seattle-Houston? It's because Houston just clinched.
Yep.
Congrats to the Royals for scoring a run. No idea how anyone could bet an over.
Yeah. I only took the -1 line.
Nerfy in all innings until the 9th, and then the Royals in the Royals game. I do like the Royals, and they're competing against the Tigers. They are over.
Ooh, that's bold. That's really bold.
Raise money line. So far, I'm on the Padres, Rocks, D-backs, and Phillies. I'm going to be on the opposite side of one of those. But we'll mention that one in a little bit. Now, I am not confident with this fade today. Not at all. But go ahead.
How much celebrating did they actually like? They went full out. They did everything.
There was a garbage can full of alcoholic empty cans. So
oh, good God. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like that makes today pretty self-explanatory. The only problem is now all of a sudden
wild card. They never clinched the division, but yes, they made the playoffs. Good for them. But at the same point, I find it hard for a team to celebrate clinching the playoffs without winning the division when the division's still in order. Like they could still.
It's really not for the Orioles, though.
It's really not, but mathematically, it's still there. I don't know. It just seems like a weird thing for celebration, but
yeah. I did get an update on this game 58 minutes ago. I typed these lines up at 8 o'clock in the morning, so keep that in mind. So I did not have this news when I typed up these lines, and I have not bet this game. And I think at the moment, with all the question marks in this game, it's unbettable at the moment. Nestor Cortez is undergoing MRIs on his left elbow and has been scratched from the start. I do not have a pitcher for the New York Yankees today. So I don't know what to do with this game. I don't know what to expect for this game. On the flip side, though, we have Zach Eflin, who I think was the only good thing the Orioles did during the trade deadline. And I was starting to look back a little bit at the second half of the year with the Orioles because I was trying to figure out what was wrong with them. I think when we look at it now, I think they were the ultimate losers of the trade deadline.
Oh, for sure.
Zach Eflin was the only good thing to happen, and he missed some time with injury. The Trevor Rogers deal now. Trevor, here's the thing. Hold back on that because they have term with Trevor Rogers, and I don't think this was we're going to try to turn him around in half a season type of thing.
Yeah.
Because they gave up on him pretty quickly. I think he's going to spend a little bit of time in Norfolk, get his stuff right, and I think in a couple of years, he'll be a decent starter for the Orioles. Was he worth Kyle Stowers and Connor Norby? Fuck no. Pretty simple answer there. They went out and got Gregory Soto and Sir Anthony Dominguez, who have both been terrible. They went out and got Eloy Jimenez. Granted, they didn't pay much for Jimenez. He was just optioned to AAA Norfolk.
Yeah, but I don't really see much in that move. I could definitely see him being back up for the playoffs. No. The AAA season's over. This is basically them going to Jimenez saying, all right, have a good offseason. Come back to us next year. Maybe.
That's all it is. So I wanted to see something from the Orioles. I was trying to find something. I was trying to find a way for months to bet this team to win the division, to bet some type of futures with the Orioles. And they never really did anything to make me push the button. I wanted to see the Orioles do decent. I wanted to see them win this division. I wanted to see that. I wanted to find a way to back them. They just didn't give me a reason to. I can't bet this game right now because we don't have a pitcher for the New York Yankees. I just want to talk about the Orioles a little bit there. And I think they could be better next year. I do. And they're going to continue to have their young guys come up. Colby Mayo is going to be awesome next year. Jackson Holiday should be better next year. This team should be better next year as their young guys develop another year. And they have a window of at least 6 to 7 years, I think, of competing at a high level, this Orioles team. Just this year wasn't their year.
I mean, it can still be. Although it's normally the hottest teams going into the playoffs that normally do the best, which Out of the AL, who would that be right now? Who would be the hottest team out of the AL?
The Astros. Tigers.
The Tigers.
That'll be a really fun series if the Tigers get the 6th seed and it's the AJ Hinch Bowl of Astros Tigers. I think it's going to be Tigers Orioles though, and I think it's going to be Astros Royals, and the Astros are going to sweep the Royals.
I'm on the Orioles today. I don't feel good about it. I will have my complete Baltimore Orioles numbers done after the weekend series is over for the complete season. I'm not gonna be updating it the next couple of days. So, but this is, and I'm not confident with it, but I'm still gonna go after it today.
Sure.
Tigers, M's, Yankees. I'm against you on 2 of those. Yankee smash. Yesterday was straight money. Hell yeah.
It was a nice day yesterday.
Mariners money line. I'm on the run line. Yankees should be minus 220. I don't know about that one because there was a pitching change.
Okay. What can I ask? Can I ask a question with that? Yankees should be minus 220. Who's pitching for the Yankees today?
There you go. I'm on
I'd
the
like
Mariners.
to know how you came up with that line if we don't know who's pitching for them. It probably is a Yankee spot. I don't know who's throwing though.
I pass on this game. Nick, go ahead.
Yeah. And I should have bet this game the last 2 days because I wanted to find a way to get on the Red Sox both games and didn't bet either. And the Red Sox are going for the sweep. We have the Toronto Blue Jays and the Boston Red Sox. We have Kevin Gausman versus Dick Fitz in this one here. Line opened up 145. It's down to a 136. Line opened up at a 7.5 up to an 8. So a move towards the over and a move towards these Red Sox in this game here. With 77% of tickets and 93% of cash is on the Blue Jays. So the public all over the Blue Jays and the line moving towards the Red Sox. Tells me Gausman is vulnerable in this game. 77% of tickets, 55% of cash on the over. Lines move towards the over here. So kind of interesting there. We have Richard Fitz starting for the Red Sox, who has thrown a couple of times this year and has looked good. I'm getting up his numbers here. He's thrown 3 times. He's thrown 15 2/3 innings, and he's given up no earned runs. He shut down the White Sox. He shut out the Yankees in 5 innings. He shut out the Twins in 5 innings. So he's looked really good to start his major league career. The question is, can he keep it going? I think that's a huge question mark. Kevin Gausman, 2.35 ERA, 1.01 WHIP, 8.22 strikeouts per 9, which is 23%. 2.93 walks per 9, a 256 BABIP, but 2.32 FIP and a 4.11 Sierra. Bullpen edge, Red Sox. Hitting edge, Twins. Blue Jays, 111 WRC plus, which is 7th, compared to 71, which is 29th. This is, once again, I'm just probably going to leave this as a lean, and I'm going to get frustrated when the Red Sox win later, but I lean Red Sox, and I lean over the total in this game, and I'm not going to get to either. I do expect some negative regression from Kevin Gausman. Does good old Dick Fitz continue to pitch well? I don't know. So it's a pass for me. I would only look Red Sox in the over there.
It's a Blue Jays game. I believe this will be the last Blue Jay game that I don't bet this year.
Because they end with the Orioles?
No, because they end with the Marlins.
Huh.
So there you go. But no, I'm not betting this game. No reason for me to bet it. Instead, I'll give you guys a fun Counter-Strike play instead. We're taking Astralis as a big dog. There you go.
Haven't heard that name in a while, Astralis.
Cadian making his first start. Hold on, I got to find the actual line for it. I took the +1.5 maps, and I took the +1.5 maps at -110, money line at 325. So let's roll with Astralis today, Nick.
Okay, have fun.
Yanks in the over. Boston smash. Blue Jays bullpen's tax. And you're on the over. I'm actually on the Jays. I don't know if their pitcher. I'm on the Jays. I'm actually on the Jays. I know, but if is one pitcher that the Jays will play for, it's Gausman. Barrios is the most profitable pitcher in baseball, but okay. I don't like it, but I could see the Red Sox sweeping 2 series back-to-back. Can't see it. Got it. Jays. Jays don't even have a bullpen. Vladdy home run. I'm pretty sure Vladdy's kind of checked out. I'm pretty sure this game's going to get rained out along with the next game. But we can discuss the series and some of the pros and cons for this series possibly getting moved to Monday as a doubleheader.
Yep. Let's get into it, though. We have the Atlanta Braves and the New York Mets. The line opened up at a -175 for the Braves. It is now a -166 for the Braves. So the line has moved 9 cents towards the New York Mets. Line opened up 7.5 at even money. It's down to a 7 at -127. So we have moved towards the under. We have moved towards the Mets. I think at the end of the day, it's going to be a moot point. But 16% of the tickets and 56% of the cash is on the New York Mets in this game. Big sharp money on New York in this one. I think this line's a little wide, personally. And the market's starting to correct itself with the line moving towards the Mets. 63% of tickets and 56% of the cash is on the over. And the line's moved towards the under here. I do think the under has some merit, too. David Peterson's been pitching really well. On the other side, it's probably it's going to be your Cy Young winner in Chris Sale. David Peterson, 3.25 ERA, 1.28 whip, 7.25 strikeouts per 9, which is 19%. 2 walks per 9, a 330 BABIP, but 2.67 FIP, and a 4.19 SIERA. On the flip side, Chris Sale, 1.46 ERA, 1.08 whip, 9.24 strikeouts per 9, which is 26%. 1.7 walks per 9, a 327 BABIP, but 2.2 FIP, and a 3.39 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards the Mets. Hitting edge does go towards the Braves, 139 WRC plus, which is third. Baseball against lefties. The Mets are smashing lefties, though, too, 129 WRC plus, which is seventh. So not a huge discrepancy with that. One thing with the Mets losing the way they did last night, they really didn't use any of their high leverage arms. Braziban threw 21 pitches. Ottavino threw 16, Stanek threw 16, Young threw 15. Jose Butto hasn't thrown since Sunday. Alex Young hasn't thrown since Friday. Reed Garrett hasn't thrown since Saturday. Diaz hasn't thrown since Sunday. Maton hasn't thrown since Sunday. If this game plays, the Mets will have all their high leverage arms for this game. On the flip side, the Atlanta Braves, I don't believe threw many of their high leverage guys yesterday because they got a good performance out of Schwellenbach. Joe Jimenez threw 19, and Raisel Iglesias threw 5. Iglesias has thrown 3 of the last 4 games, but he only threw 5 yesterday. So these are 2 relatively fresh bullpens. I lean under the total. If I had to go ahead and bet a total in this game, that would be the only way I look. I'm interested in the Mets at this big plus price tag. With the line moving the way they are, sharp money coming in on them. This team wins with David Peterson. I know that's something you like to look at.
Oh, for sure.
I would only look the Mets in this game. I might bet them, but I don't think this game gets played because, as you mentioned, let me get up the weather report. This is on covers, so take that with a grain of salt if you please. But this game, it looks very, very poor when it comes to it. 7 o'clock, at the very least, it ain't starting on time. And one thing that you got to keep in mind is this game won't start if there's any threat of them having to put the tarp back on the field. Why? Mm-hmm. You know why that is, Tim?
Because there's a chance that they can't play tomorrow either.
No. It's because the home team dictates whether or not the game gets played or not. And the Atlanta Braves will not start the game if it means Chris Sale cannot pitch continuously without a rain delay.
Yeah. No, I don't blame them.
But on the flip side, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, the Mets had a Cy Young, let's just say this was a couple years ago. The Mets have Jacob deGrom on the mound, and it's some third or fourth start, like it's a Schwellenbach or something for the Braves. The Braves might start the game knowing that it will get delayed to knock out the opposing pitcher. Yeah. Like that, and it's all showmanship. Like we saw that a couple years ago. I forgot what the game was. I think the Red Sox started the game with Scherzer pitching with the Rangers or something like that. Or it was like a high pitcher that basically they knocked him out in the second inning because they knew it was going to rain.
Yep.
93% chance of participation at 7 o'clock, 92% at 8 o'clock, 82% at 9 o'clock, 64% at 10 o'clock. Game probably isn't getting played today. I would only look towards the Mets, though.
Now, I already put my Mets bet in. The Mets are 14-6 when Peterson pitches, which is the 15th most profitable pitcher in baseball. Nick, do you know who the most profitable pitcher in baseball is at the moment?
Jose Barrios.
It is not, because I've mistaken. He's down to third.
Sean Manaea.
It's Sean Manaea.
Love it.
Manaea and Magana Barrios. And then Brian Balo made his way up, and then Tanner Bibby. But I have the Mets today. I don't think this game gets played. Some pros and cons for it being played on Monday for the Mets. They'll have Lindor back. And they most likely will not have to play Chris Sale. Because if you're the Atlanta Braves, Nick, every game's a must-win, correct?
Correct.
You're not going to hold on to Chris Sale to pitch against the Mets on Monday.
No,
when you can say if the Mets have to play a doubleheader on Monday, Chris Sale is pitching on Friday against Kansas City.
Yeah.
I don't see that one going any other way. Chris Sale has to pitch against Kansas City. And in return, so would Max Fried. Unfortunately, that means Swillenbach will have to pitch against the Mets again, and he's not allowed a run to the Mets.
No, they finally got to him last time.
Oh, Mark Vientos got one late in the game. But it's a pitcher that they've gotten one run off of. Either way, this game's probably not going to play.
We spent way too much time on a game not playing tonight.
Correct.
I took the Mets plus 146.
Vladdy, the under. Robert wanting to bet the Braves, who are trying to catch his Diamondbacks. I am so mad at the Mets. They couldn't hit. I had four small parlay cards, and they were the foundation for all of them. Can't fade Sale, but might go against. Might be able to get talked into it. I mean, if the game even gets played. Sale 7+ strikeouts. Acuna home run is plus 225. He was plus 900 yesterday. Am I missing something? I'm thinking that they probably have the wrong Acuna, and they magically think Ronald's back. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. Olsen home run. Olsen's destroyed the Mets. I wouldn't take that one away from him. Yeah. Harris home run. Harris has destroyed the Mets. I don't blame that. We're going after that one. They were facing a righty yesterday. Acuna hits home runs. You took Acuna home run at 10.50. I don't blame you for wanting to go after Acuna. I feel like that was probably one of the most bet ones. Luis Acuna must be hitting a home run tonight if the books got that. I got you, but I don't know if that's necessarily true. I don't think they play tonight. Braves going to sweep the Mets. Probably. I wanted to have a little bit of fun, so I put in the chat mint chip Oreos. They are limited edition. I got them yesterday, so I put in at a poll smash or pass. Right now, it's 42% smash, 58% pass.
Really?
Mint and chocolate don't mix. Next, whoever likes that is a maniac. I do. Under. I can see the under. Pass.
Smash. LA Angels and Chicago White Sox. This is the best matchup of the day, Tim. What are you talking about? Pass. Line opened up at a 110. It's now 116 for the Angels. Line opened up at an 8.5. Now it went down to an 8. Now it's down to a 7.5. So we have a move towards the under. We have a move towards these Angels. In this game, we have the White Sox going for history. 65% of the tickets and 92% of the cash on the Angels. The lines move towards them. 58% of tickets, 50% of the cash is on the over in this one here. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup. Davis Martin and Jose Suarez. I believe these two pitchers just went up against each other too in the last series. Let me take a look at Suarez's numbers because I don't have much of a sample size from Suarez, but I kind of do like Suarez. Oh, he pitched in the game against Kikuchi when they were minus 300 when the Astros were minus 300 favorites. He faced the Astros back-to-back times where he pitched okay. He gave up no more runs in both those games in that spot. So they look good. He's looked good in those spots. He's pitched 3 times in the month of September. He's yet to give up an earned run. He's thrown a combined 12 innings in those 3 appearances against the Astros twice and against the Twins. So Suarez has looked good. On the flip side, Davis Martin, 5.25 ERA, 1.42 WHIP, 7.88 strikeouts per nine, which is 20%. 2.25 walks per nine, a 347 BABIP, a 4.17 FIP, and a 409 SIERA. Bullpen edge, Angels. Bullpen edge, White Sox. Hitting edge, Angels. 97 WRC plus, which is 19th. Cabrera 68, which is 25th. I took the White Sox yesterday. And today is going to be the day that they're going to throw it back to you. By now, we should have not. That the Chicago White Sox break the major league record for most losses in the season. Give me the Angels at minus 119 here. I really like Suarez. I think Suarez is more of a bet on pitcher than a bet against pitcher. And if he's pitched this well against those teams, I get it. It's difficult to continue to pitch like that. This is also the White Sox we're talking about. And I don't expect him to win every game the rest of the season. But I think this is the game that they break the record for most losses in the season and go above the 1962 Mets. So I am on the Angels here at minus 119.
Pass. Okay. White Sox sweep. LA Angels money line. Mets should have won yesterday with Severino. Not entirely true. Swollen boxes destroyed the Mets. Angels first 5 and the under. Sorry, Nick. I wanted to just kind of get through that game quickly because I know I like 3 out of the next 4 games. So
yeah. Wow. Well, I typed that in wrong. Okay. I was gonna say, goddamn, 285. That's probably a minus 300 fade soon. No, it's 185. 185 for the Minnesota Twins. Total of 8 in this game. Line opened up 175. It's now 182. So we do a move towards the Minnesota Twins. Line opened up at an 8 at minus 115. It's now an 8 at minus 127. A move towards the over here as well between Simeon, Woods, Richardson, and Edward Cabrera. We have this line opening, or we have 87% of tickets, 94% of cash on the Twins. Line's moving towards the Twins. Kind of an interesting line move here. 57% of the tickets and 50 or cash flow. 57 and 55 is on the over, so not a hugely public over for this one here, which generally piques my interest in overs. When they're not public, that's when I want overs because it's very rare that an over is not the most public play in a game. And neither of these pitchers are wowing me whatsoever. Edward Cabrera, 3.81 ERA, 1.19 WHIP, 10.04 strikeouts per nine, which is 26%. 3.81 walks per nine, a 284 BABIP, a 2.94 FIP, and a 3.88 SIERA. On the flip side, Simeon Woods Richardson's been pretty bad. 5.75 ERA, 1.67 WHIP, 7.08 strikeouts per nine, which is 17%. 5.31 walks per nine, a 323 BABIP, a 4.64 FIP, and a 5.64 SIERA. Bullpen edge is really none. It's a toss-up. According to my numbers, hitting edge does go towards Miami, 118 WRC plus, which is 5th, compared to 75, which is 28th. I will be on the Twins -1. That is a play for me. If the Twins -1 is affordable, that's one thing that I got to keep in mind as well. Which it's -130. I'm fine with that. Twins -1, -130, and I'm going to take the over 8.5 here as well. Because I the way I view it, if the Twins do not cover the -1 line, it's because Simeon Woods Richardson has a bad game. So I'm going to be on the Twins -1, -130, and the over 8.5 in this game.
I'll be quick with this one too. It's the Marlins fade. I got +115 for the Twin run line. Going to keep rolling with it. We got 4 games left of fading the Marlins. 5 games left still. 5 games left of fading the Marlins. We're going to continue to do it every single day. Not really much of a cap. Let's just keep rolling.
Yep.
Will they pop champagne if they lose? Who? Oh, the White Sox.
Yeah, right.
No, I don't think they will. That sounds hilarious.
No, it's embarrassing.
Twins were never a -220 team. Whoever bet that deserved to lose. Well, I had the wrong line. So over. I could see an over. I told y'all yesterday about the Twins. I'm going back to the Marlins. Well, we've kind of faded the Marlins every single game, so it's not like you're telling us anything. We've faded them the entire thing, and we're not switching that. So Twins are still overpriced, passing until they prove they're a serious team. There you go. This is a game I have no interest in.
Yeah, other than maybe some more Charlie Blackmon props.
No, I just think it was the one day after the retirement. I don't think I think I need to go to it again.
Fair. We had the St. Louis Cardinals and the Colorado Rockies. Line opened up at a 120. It's now 122 for the Cardinals. Line opened up at a 10 at minus 115. It's now a 10 at minus 128. A move towards the over. A move towards these Cardinals. Very slight low. With 78% of the tickets and 79% of cash is on the Cardinals. Line's moving slightly towards them. And then we have 53% of tickets, 57% of the cash is on the over in this game here, with the line moving towards the over. The line has moved towards the over. So kind of does appeal to me an over in this game. Let's get into the pitching matchup where neither of these pitchers I'm particularly impressed with. Fetty, a 3.33 ERA, a 1.11 whip. 7.33 strikeouts per nine, which is 20%, 3 walks per nine, and 257 BABIP, 3.72 FIP, and a 4.47 SIERA. On the flip side, Austin Gomer, 4.82 ERA, 1.43 WHIP, 6.11 strikeouts per nine, which is 16%, 1.93 walks per nine, a 3.22 BABIP, a 4.88 FIP, and a 5.07 SIERA. Bullpen edge going towards the Cardinals. Hitting edge goes towards the Cardinals, 93 WRC plus, which is 12th, compared to 81, which is 25th. I lean over the total in this game if I'm getting to anything in this spot, but it's not anything I'm gung-ho on going ahead and bet. So it's another pass for me, but the only way I would look in this game is over the total and maybe a little Cardinals action.
These two teams are both out of it. I took Blackmon props the day after he announced his retirement. I don't think I need to go to him again. Really good career for him. Congratulations to him on a really good career, although he spent the entire career with the Rockies. But I'm passing on this game entirely. There's no playoff implications. There's no motivation here. So I'm staying off of this game, Nick.
Fair.
Blackmon hit his prop. Yep. Rolling with the Rockies and the under. I'm not going to talk you off the under. It seems like the Dodgers 20-run game versus Marlins woke them up. They have been good ever since. Against the Marlins? Yeah, I kind of see that. Rockies plus 112. Why not? Have fun. Let's talk about a team that's been really struggling lately, Nick.
Yeah, with the Arizona Diamondbacks, and they're minus 210 favorites with a total of 8.5 in this game. I don't understand. Huh?
Gallen.
Okay. Yeah, it's Zach Gallen versus Mason Black, okay. This is an Arizona spot, Tim, though. Line opened up at a 200, it's now 214.
Oh.
Line opened up 8.5 minus 105, it's now 8.5 minus 104. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game. 85% of the tickets, 87% of the cash is on the Diamondbacks. The lines move towards the Diamondbacks. The totals this is a run line spot, Tim. And I know it affects the playoffs, but hey, yeah, this is Diamondbacks run line in this spot. Let's get to the pitching matchup here between Mason Black and Zach Gallen. Black, a 3.72 ERA, 1.19 WHIP, 8.38 strikeouts per nine, which is 23%. 1.4 walks per nine, a 304 BABIP, a 3.79 FIP, and a 3.88 SIERA. On the flip side, Zach Gallen, 3.38 ERA, 1.19 WHIP, 12.09 strikeouts per nine, which is 32%. 4.22 walks per nine, a 261 BABIP, a 401 FIP, and a 3.5 SIERA. Bullpen edge, Giants, hitting edge, Diamondbacks, 117 WRC plus, which is 6th, compared to 91, which is 22nd. It's a cash cow spot, Tim. I'm going to take the Diamondbacks minus 1.5 here, and I will be getting for that minus 110. It's a cash cow spot.
I wish I knew that before I bet the Giants. I already have the Giants plus 195. I didn't know it was a cash cow spot. I didn't really think about it. I wanted to fade a Diamondbacks team that's been really, really rough as of late. A team that's lost 3 in a row after they won 4 in a row, but this is a team that's really struggled down the stretch and definitely has the chance of missing the playoffs altogether. I'm already on the Giants in this game, so unfortunately, I know it's a cash cow spot, but there's nothing I can do about it at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So not really too happy with that, but it is what it is.
Fair.
Arizona and Twins don't even want to make the wild card. Yeah. D-backs, cow, yeah, over. Giants are going for 7 in a row. I'm not getting in the way. They're on fire. Giants are dead this game. D-backs will get 7 runs. Keep in mind, Robert, for some reason, is an Arizona Diamondbacks fan. So Giants were dead yesterday, too. Hey, there's no better team in baseball than the Giants after they've been eliminated from the playoffs. All right, Nick. This will probably be the last game I talk to you. Oh, well, no, I got a couple minutes. Never mind. We're good.
Yeah, we have the Texas Rangers and the Oakland Athletics. You know where we're going in this game, but let's get into it. Oakland A's and Texas. The line opened up at a -115 for the Rangers. It's now -111 for Oakland. Oakland is the favorite in this game now. I think rightfully so. My total opened up 7.5 -115 is now down to a 7. So a line move towards the under, a line move towards Oakland. 46% of tickets, 94% of cash on Oakland. 78% of tickets, 74% of cash on the over here as well. We have Brady Basso taking on Cody Bradford. Bradford, a 3.64 ERA, 1.91 whip, 7.58 strikeouts per nine, which is 22%, 1.21 walks per nine, a 220 BABIP, a 408 FIP, and a 3.82 SIERA. On the flip side, Basso, a 1.69 ERA, 1.13 whip, 7.31 strikeouts per nine, which is 20%, 2.25 walks per nine, and 292 BABIP, a 2.29 FIP, and a 4.17 SIERA. Bullpen edge, Oakland. Hitting edge, Oakland. 85 WRC plus, which is 15th, compared to 57, which is 26th. The Rangers are a bad baseball team. And for me, I'm going right back to where I was last night. I'm on the Oakland A's at -119 here.
I'm already on it. I'm on the A's. I'm going to be on the A's today. I'll be on the A's tomorrow, and that's it for A's Coliseum. There's not really. We mentioned this months ago. Once we found out that they were officially moving, we kind of said we're betting them every single game of this last series.
Yes.
And I'm going to keep going with it. A's money line. Nothing really going crazy with this one.
Nope, just the A's.
Apparently, Mr. Numbers is in the. Oh, no, sorry. This is Fernando saying stop the fish fade. A's sweep. I hope so. Rooker didn't even get a hit yesterday. Rooker over bases. Ranger smash and the A's money line. Let's roll. Final game, Nick. I'm not going to get involved with it, but this one should be a good matchup.
Yeah, I'm going to put this out there now. San Diego Padres are winning the National League West, and they're sweeping the Dodgers this series. I'm putting it out there.
I mean, them winning the West means the Mets make the playoffs, so I'm down for it.
Yeah, but yeah. Let's get into it. Dylan Cease and Jack Flaherty. Line opened up at a 135 for the Dodgers. It's down to a 127. We saw a very similar line movement yesterday in this game as well, the line moving towards the Padres. Line opened up at a 7.5 -118. It's now -115. It's now 118. We have 14% of the tickets are on the Padres, but 54% of the cash on the Padres. Big sharp money coming in on San Diego. 81% of tickets and 53% of the cash is on the over in the line. I believe moving towards the under there. We have Dylan Cease and Jack Flaherty. Cease at 3.25 ERA, 1.17 whip, 8.5 strikeouts per nine, which is 23%. 3 walks per nine at 287 BABIP, a 2.64 FIP, and a 4.05 SIERA. On the flip side, Jack Flaherty, 3.54 ERA, 1.29 whip, 8.68 strikeouts per nine, which is 23%. 3.54 walks per nine, a 284 BABIP, a 4.28 FIP, and a 4.34 SIERA. Bullpen edge, Padres. Hitting edge, slightly towards the Dodgers, 127 WRC plus, which is third against righties. Padres, right behind them in fourth at 122 WRC plus. The San Diego Padres are a better team than the Los Angeles Dodgers. We're just not ready for that argument yet. I think when you look at the rosters, the way it's built, I would take the Padres over the Dodgers in a heartbeat. And I will stand by that. I'm on the San Diego Padres. I got them at +114. I think they win today. I think they complete the sweep tomorrow, and I think they win the National League West.
Good luck on that one. I'm going to stay off of this one as well. I haven't really been betting these games, the Dodger games, so I'm not really going to jump into it now. So, yeah, once again, good luck. This kind of feels
like the 2022 race in the National League East, where the Padres and the Dodgers, this could flip on the second to last series. when the Dodgers were leading the division the entire year.
Yep. Did you boys see that triple play live? That was remarkable. What could have been bases loaded with no outs for Ohtani?
I'm so glad we didn't get another Ohtani moment, so everybody on Twitter can shove Ohtani down our throats again.
Nick, do you want to make a side bet? I love your confidence.
Side bet on what?
The Dodgers versus Padres division.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I would need at least like 10-1 odds on that.
San Diego smash, LA Dodger run line. Didn't the Padres party last night, Nick?
I don't know.
I could only imagine that they had.
Well, maybe they did a little bit, but you got to keep in mind every game matters to them because they're in they still worry about placing, and the division's not out of reach.
Yep. Kikuchi strikeouts today. Dodgers are winning tonight. Jack at home is insane, and Cease is regressing. Stop it, Nick. You are actually talking crazy. If the Padres are better, how come the Dodgers have more points?
Because the Padres started slower. And the Padres didn't spend $1 billion in the offseason.
Tim, we 3-0. I know the Steelers. Yeah, I know. I'm going to have to owe my buddy from work $50. It is what it is. I kind of expected it. Who's hitting a home run on the slate?
Ooh, I got one out of left field. Taylor Ward, LA Angels.
Charlie Blackmon?
Charlie Blackmon. Love it.
You know what? Hold on. Hear me out on this one. Jackson Holiday. Name somebody who didn't get drunk last night for the Orioles.
Yeah, nice.
Ohtani.
How about ready? Let's nail the rookie of the year in a little bit more. Jackson Merrill.
There you go.
Give me a clutch home run against the LA Dodgers to solidify a really strong statement for rookie of the year.
Right on. There's my CapperTek. Because, Nick, you put yours in there because that is all the games for today. All the recaps are in the CapperTek. I have posted all of my plays for college football already. So if you guys are interested in all of that, go over there. Follow me on CapperTek. When you do, you get a week's worth of plays for free. I continue to slowly dig out of my hole, Nick. Because at one point it was ugly. I was down like 50. I'm down like 22 now. So I'm getting a little bit better after a very ugly like 5 days that really buried me. So starting to get better over there. So if you guys are interested, go ahead and check that out. Thanks, boys. Go Mets. Yes, let's go Mets, even if they don't play tonight. That's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We'll be back again tomorrow. Peace out, guys.